now recognize Mr. Hurt from Virginia for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you all for being here. Welcome. And thank you for your, obviously, significant interest in this important issue. The chairwoman spoke of the $18 billion debt that is accrued through this program. And I have read that, that the deficit, the built-in deficit for this program annually has been $1.3 billion. And Ms. Brown, I was wondering if you could talk about that deficit. Is that something that's been consistent post-Katrina, pre-Katrina? Are you able to comment on that?
I'm not. This isn't anything that we've specifically looked at.
Okay. Well, with respect to the proposal that we're evaluating, this just draft bill, well, can you talk about what in real terms the taxpayer subsidy is for this program? Are you able to talk about that?
Yes, I can give a rough estimate based on the full risk rates currently charged and the estimate for the subsidized amount. And the current estimate is that the subsidy basically results in those subsidized properties paying about 40 to 45% of the full risk rate. So if we did a rough calculation based on the current policies in force and estimate that somewhere around $1.8 billion a year is being subsidized. That's the amount that's lost in premiums if there was a full risk rate across the board.
And has the GAO, in looking at this draft bill, been able to determine what that might be reduced to if you're able to encourage the private market to come into this business?
Well, it depends on how that happened. The challenge with flood insurance has been historically there wasn't a private market, and there wasn't a private market for a number of reasons. So depending on how that was structured to bring the private market in, there are a number of things that would have to be dealt with. If you bring the private market in and they're able to focus on the lowest risk properties, that would leave the program with a very concentrated risk pool, and all of the riskiest properties will be in NFIP. And that can potentially expose the program to greater losses because there would be this concentrated risk. So the impact that the private market would have is really unclear until there's a better sense of kind of how that would be structured and what role the NFIP would play in that particular scenario.
Okay. Obviously, one of the issues, the fundamental issue, I think that we all have to kind of deal with, and this issue to me is a new one, is the issue of moral hazard. And obviously, I would think we probably all agree that there are places that people should not live. And under the current proposal that we're looking at today, do you see that the moral hazard issue, that is encouraging behavior or encouraging people to do things that are not in their best interest, would that be minimized, or could that be increased by the proposal that we're looking at today? And I'd like an answer maybe from you, Ms. Brown, as well as you, Ms. McConkey, if you don't mind.
In terms of the closer premiums come to fully reflecting risk is a clearer signal to a property owner that they are living in harm's way. So to the extent that the discussion draft moves those premiums in that direction, it definitely would help elevate the risk that homeowners and property owners are exposed to currently.
Ms. McConkey.
I don't think I could say it any better.
Okay. Thank you. I yield back my time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Hurt.